Are you a music producer and you need to have everything connected all the time? I'm talking about analog hardware, synthesizers, drum machines, effects like guitar pedals, modular synthesizers, or maybe you just need more than 8 channels to have everything connected at the same time, or you already have an interface and you're looking to expand it. Stay until the end of the video, that today I'm going to be presenting the new Arturia AudioFuse 16 rig. It's the new interface from them, and I think it's one of the best thought out interfaces in the market for its price. And today we're going to concentrate in those unique factors that makes this interface different than most of the ones that are out there. In only one rack unit, you have 16 line inputs. 2 of them have a preamp that allows you to connect a microphone like I have here right now. So as you can see, I'm talking into the front input number 2. It also allows you an instrument input for guitars or basses. So that would be like a DI input. You have tons of options to connect MIDI. You can also expand it via ADAT and the ability to interface with modular gear using DC coupled outputs or ADAT ports. So basically this allows you, beyond all of this that I just talked about, this interface allows you to address other irritating connectivity issues. Since, for instance, pocket-sized synthesizers like the OPC or the Korg Volca or my MS-20 Mini have a mini plug output, and it's really annoying because you have to have an adapter with you all the time to be able to use those synthesizers. Like I mentioned before, it has 2 inputs on the front that mimic the ones in the back, but have a couple of other features that are really cool. Like I said before, it has DI inputs, so it allows you also, besides connecting a guitar or a bass, you can connect guitar pedals like I have here. It also has 2 outputs that you can turn them into Reamp outputs, so that would be an unbalanced signal with a different impedance that allows you to go straight into an amplifier or guitar pedals again. And you can also trim the signal, which is very, very good. And another very cool feature is that most of the small MIDI controllers don't come with DIN connector like they used to. They come with USB. So Arturia, they're very smart, and they decided to put in 2 different USB ports in the front. So that would allow you to connect directly to the front and the computer to recognize your MIDI controller. So you have a hub port that allows you to connect something else, like a portable disc. You can use the MIDI input to use the MIDI from the interface, which I like to use both. For instance, I'm using the hub right now to connect my Keylab Essentials 61 that I have right here, and I find it very practical. So this provides 16 inputs and 12 outputs with 2 digitally recallable mic preamps, ultra flexible routing since we have this matrix in the control center, and it also includes a MIDI control center that allows you to control this interface with a MIDI controller, for instance. One of the issues that this interface solves is if you own any voltage controlled modular gear and you want to control it from your DAW. The good news is that the outputs are DC coupled, so you can use the outputs to send CV into your modular gear. You can use the front outputs as well. You can also use it without a computer, since you can control it via MIDI with a remote control or with an iPad. You just have to assign the CC values, which is great. And if you have tons and tons of gear like I have here in my studio, and you need more inputs, more than 16 inputs, you can actually expand it and get another one of these and connect it with ADAT, and you can reach a maximum of 32 inputs and 24 outputs, which is great because it offers 16 ADAT channels, which most interfaces only offer 8. Something that's really cool as well is that the outputs you can select between +4 dBu or -10 dB. Lots of vintage analog gear works in -10, so if you were using a normal interface and coming out from your computer in +4 dBu, you would be coming in too hot and probably distorting the unit. So that is something that I really love and really enjoy since I have lots of vintage gear. So also, if you are using all of the inputs because you are jamming with your friends and you want to just record the stereo out, or maybe you want to just stream that audio, you can use the loopback function on the interface, which also is great because it allows you to stream audio from different apps like Spotify, like YouTube, Tidal, whatever you want. So I could actually do a 5-hour video of everything this interface can do, but I want to concentrate on the things that makes this different to others. I'll link below not only some affiliate links if you want to check it out and compare it to other interfaces, and if you want to get it, you help support the channel. But also you can check out the manual that I encourage you to read it, because I couldn't believe how many things are inside of this interface. I was just reading the manual and getting excited because I just couldn't believe how many things were included. In the front of the unit, we have 2 outputs, 3 and 4, that allows us to choose between line, reamp, direct through, or out phones. Then we have inputs 1 and 2 that allows us to choose between a microphone. So if you plug in a microphone, it will automatically decide that you need a preamp. So you can choose 48 volts, you can choose a pad, you can have a selector to flip the polarity, you can choose between the rear and the front, and you can keep separate gain values from the front and the back, which is great. So you don't have to be setting up the gain every time you want to record something. That allows us to have a permanent setup in the back, so we can have everything connected all the time. But if we have somebody coming into our studio with a different device and we just have to plug it in for a couple of hours, we don't need to go behind and unplug our own stuff. We only have to plug the new things in the front, and we can select between all of these different options, which is absolutely great. So now we're going to test out a couple of the new features. So we have output number 3 chosen as a reamp output. So we're going into this 3 guitar pedals from Erica Synths. Then we are going back from the guitar pedals into input number 1, and we are choosing it like an instrument input, which also allows us to have like, how much? Like 55 dB of gain, which is mental. Then we have a pad, we can invert the polarity, and we can also switch between the front and rear. And then I'm using the 3 and 4 mini plug in the front, so I can use my Korg MS-20 mini that I have right here, that only has that small connector. Of course, the Korg is a mono synth, so even though I'm plugging into 3 and 4, it's only recognizing it on input number 3. So I just have to, on my Pro Tools, assign input number 3. Then we have a beautiful screen that we can check out our ins, and we can check out our outs. We can select the gain for channel 1, channel 2 as well. We can operate the mixer and our cues. For that, we have this big knob, and we also have a button that goes back. Then we have our monitor section, which we can mute the signal, and we can choose between alternative speakers and our main speakers. So it's an A/B, which is really nice to have it in the front as well. Then we have phones output, so we can connect our headphones, and we can have up to 3, which is amazing. And something really cool as well, because they are very intelligent, they put a small connector so we can go straight from our non-professional headphones into the interface if we want. And of course, we have the hub and MIDI options. So what I have done is I have my Korg MS-20, and from Pro Tools, I'm sending a reamp send to my guitar pedals, and I'm recording that on a separate channel. That allows me to have my raw synth and my processed effects all recording at the same time, and then I have the possibility of choosing which one I prefer. So my final thoughts about this interface is that it's really, really good. I'm definitely going to be using it on my permanent setup. Also because apart from producing and mixing music professionally and writing music for films, I do YouTube videos. So having all of these front inputs and possibilities, it's really a dream come true. Every time I had to go into the back of my gear and unplug stuff, which was really irritating, and now I can do it all from the front. My only issue is that the preamp quality is good. It's okay, I guess. It's right now listening to the microphone going through the preamp, so it works, sounds good. But it doesn't sound as good as having an external preamp. But I do think that the conversion quality is way above the mini fuse. I really liked it. So yeah, I'm very excited about this interface. I strongly recommend it if you're a producer and you have to have lots of hardware plugged in. You can also have external hardware, as a compressor and things like that. So yeah, let me know what you think. I really want to read your thoughts. And let me know if you have any questions below, if you want me to do another video about something in specific of this interface. And I'll see you in the next video. My name is Louis Piluso, and I really hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to leave you a couple of videos that I did with Arturia as well. Have an amazing week.